All right, joining me from the TD Garden in Boston is our Four Nations reporter, Claire Hanna, the only person who was able to get to Boston because of this weather we're having on the East Coast. Claire, wonderful to see you. So it's McDavid and McKinnon opening the scoring 46 seconds apart. It's not like 3 fights in 9 seconds like Saturday night, but still a pretty great start to the game on Monday, wasn't it?
Yeah, you could say the big boys came to play, Jay. And the first thing that Nathan MacKinnon said when he got to the podium, he said, you know what? It was a really emotional loss on Saturday against the United States. So they knew they had to come in. They knew they had to win and that it was likely going to be in regulation. So what they talked about on the team was getting out to a fast start. Of course, it's Connor McDavid that scores first. Nathan MacKinnon had 2 goals. And John Cooper revealed something after the game. He said that following that loss to the United States, he talked to the players and he said, to win hockey games, you often have to be selfless. But he challenged the guys. He said, we need to shoot the puck more. So I want you to be selfish. And he saw that with Connor McDavid rather than passing the puck to somebody else, taking the shot himself, scoring. Obviously, it paid off. But one other big player that was huge in this game was Makar, playing almost 24 minutes. John Cooper said it was a luxury to have him back in the lineup. He's the kind of guy you want to see again against the United States. He, of course, missed that first game against the United States on Saturday night, but he's just so smooth. He glides across the ice, and yeah, he's a big addition and a big boost to this lineup. And then
John Cooper also had high praise for his own Tampa player, Brayden Point, after Saturday's game. And Point was elevated to McDavid's line in the third period of that Saturday game, and he was back on McDavid's line on Monday along with Mark Stone. Safe to say, Claire, that we'll see that line back together Thursday against the USA?
Yeah, I definitely expect so, given the fact that Brayden Point gets his first goal of the Four Nations face-off. It gave Canada a 3-0 lead against Finland. And this is not a position that Point is used to. John Cooper said, you know, he's traditionally plays center, and he had to put him on the wing because when he was observing things at practices, he felt, okay, what can I do to give Connor McDavid the best wingman? And he felt that Brayden Point might be best suited for that position. Of course, it worked out really well. So I expect that's going to continue happening because they had a lot of chemistry. And Brayden Point says it is so much fun playing with one of the best players, if not the best player in the world, in McDavid.
And then Jordan Binnington gets the call for the game on Monday. A lot of people wondered maybe whether John Cooper might switch it up and go with Adin Hill. He goes back to Binnington. Binnington gets the job done, but is it safe to say that Binnington needs to raise his game to even another level on Thursday, Claire?
Yeah, well, you look at the last 7 minutes of this game, it was not Binnington's finest hour. And I asked him about that after the game, and he said, you know what, things were definitely a bit scrambly. But for Binnington, I think if he could just focus on the first 2.5 periods, he really proved some of the doubters wrong. He was stopping some incredible shots from the Finnish team, and he said he's starting to feel more comfortable each game with the players. But for all of Team Canada, they're getting more comfortable. And, you know, we've seen some of these line tweaks, but in this short amount of time, John Cooper says, you know, you have to just keep looking at things you can improve, and they keep doing that. But, I mean, Thursday's game is going to be unreal, and I can't imagine what the atmosphere is going to be like in Boston.
And then I want to ask you about the U.S. and their injury situation, Claire. We didn't get Austin Matthews or Matthew Tkachuk in this one. It was a meaningless game against the Swedes. But Brady Tkachuk starts the game, does not finish the game. And I know you cover Brady for the Ottawa Senators. So what was your sense regarding his availability, his status for Thursday night?
Well, I get the sense that he's going to play on Thursday. Mike Sullivan, after the match, said that this was a lower body injury that Brady Tkachuk sustained, and that they kept him out of the game more for precautionary reasons. Now, they're saying that, but I was watching Brady Tkachuk very closely when he went down. It didn't look like there was any contact. It was just before he actually hit that goal post. Now, he was ginger when he got up, really like focusing on his knee, possibly his hip when he was skating back to the bench. He talked to a trainer, stayed on the bench for a while before leaving, came back. There was a lot of discussions happening between assistant coach John Hines and Mike Sullivan. Now, for the rest of that first period, he was really just manning the gate, managing it. He tried it out for about 14 seconds, but then didn't return to the game. But when we were speaking with Jack Hughes after the game, who's very close with both of the Tkachuk brothers, he said, you know what? This game on Thursday, everybody is going to want to play. We know the big opportunity. We haven't had a game like this at all in our lives, and so he expects his buddies to be back in the lineup.
Tickets for the Upper Bowl at TD Garden for Thursday night's game, currently asking price $1,200 USD to $1,700 USD. And that sounds like James Duthie money. So, Claire, hit up Duthie when he shows up there for some extra tickets. And enjoy the game on Thursday, okay?
Yeah, and I don't even want to do the exchange rate for that.